Baraka Israel, Bahashem, Yahweh, all praises, glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh, may Rakah, Yahweh rest upon you. And saying that, learn and understand what y'all worship. As I state throughout all my videos, understand what this political game is about. Because see, at the end of the day, whether you choose to believe, whether you choose to accept it or not, at the end of the day, all these political events that y'all see taking place in these media outlets, it's all biblically related. See, so y'all need to learn and understand what you're worshiping, because through a lack of understanding of what's taking place in these media outlets, many believers, despite the baptism and confessions, they die outside of their faith. You understand me? See, so understand what you worshiping, because see, a lot of y'all really don't understand what y'all worshiping. And saying that, we're gonna go. I'm going to the book. We're gonna get into the lesson. Let's go straight to Romans the 13th chapter, right? And then I'm gonna go on ahead into I'm gonna get Romans 13, and I'm gonna get 11, and I'm gonna go on ahead into the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing that time. See, so understand, and knowing that time means that y'all have to know and understand what time of prophecy that we are in. You understand me? Because see, you have a lot of events that intertwine and they have came to pass. Yet the church is not designed to teach you what y'all looking for. You understand me? It's not, the church is not designed to teach you and give you an understanding as to what you worship. You understand me? So as a result, y'all become separated through y'all religious teachings. You understand me? Let's read that again. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing that time that it is high time to wake out of sleep. Meaning that it is high time to wake up out of sleep, because see, understand these political events is politically related. You understand me? See, so understand that prophecy have came to pass. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so you have to learn and understand biblical prophecy. And a lot of y'all don't understand biblical prophecy due to the fact of that you have these religious teachings. Yet in the religious organization, they don't teach you what you worship. You understand me? See, so when it comes to the biblical prophecies of the Hebrew Israelites and Yahweh prophecies, y'all lack understanding. So what happened is that as a result of that lack of understanding, y'all in separation in the reality of it. Fantasy and religious teachings and through y'all belief system, y'all think God is with you, or you think that God is with you, but in the reality, He's not with you. You understand me? Because there's a lot of things that y'all have to learn and understand when it comes to this truth. You understand me? Because see, understand, regardless of whether a person believe or not, this is based upon belief. You understand me? And number two, your life, your faith is already written. You understand me? See, so you have to learn and understand biblical prophecy. You have to learn and understand what time of prophecy that we are in. You understand me? And the church don't teach you. You understand me? Yet these prophecies are going to intertwine. So therefore, they're going to cause a state of confusion. Let's read that again. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing that time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. Now when they're talking about that sleep, they're talking about understanding. Because see, even though y'all watch these outlets, but y'all like understanding of what y'all worshiping. Y'all like understanding of politics. Y'all like understanding of what y'all voting for. So as a result, y'all vote yourselves into enslavement, not understanding what you voting for. You understand me? Let me hold that. Let me go to Lamentations. And let me have 4, and let me go to 17. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes yet for our vain help. Now when it says as for us, it's talking about the Hebrew Israelites that's here in America, which are known as so-called African Americans. You understand me? Because see, understand, the Catholic Church The Christian church already knows through biblical prophecy that we are the children of Israel. You understand me? It's just that the average American or so-called African American, y'all lack understanding. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. As for us, our eyes yet for our vain help. In our watching, we watch for a nation that could not save us, meaning that y'all watch for a nation of a party that can't save you. Like today, a lot of you all so-called African Americans, y'all worship the Democratic Party. A lot of you black people, a lot of you so-called African Americans, y'all worship and y'all obey these politicians and their agendas. You understand me? But yet at the end of the day, y'all receive nothing. You understand me? Because see, this is not about skin color. You understand me? This game is about power and control. Because see, life is built on enslavement. You understand me? See, so it doesn't matter what color. You understand me? Because see, I did a video about this because see, understand, Brandon Johnson, you had Lightfoot, you got the black mayors and the black governors that's in a position of power. You got the black council members in the city. You got these black judges, and yet at the end of the day, the black community is still in economic enslavement. You understand me? Because they don't understand this political game. You understand me? See, so y'all look for a nation, and that nation are Democrats. That nation are socialists. You understand me? They're not going to save you because y'all have to understand biblical scriptures. You understand me? And the church is not designed to teach you the scriptures due to the fact that church is a religious governing system of man. You understand me? Let's go back. Let's read that again. Lamentations chapter 4 verse 17. As for us, our eyes yet for our vain help. And now watching we watch for a nation that could not save us. And nobody ain't going to save you. I don't care what black leader that you put into power. Barack Obama, Jasmine Crockett, Michelle Obama, Stephanie, Charlemagne the God. Understand all these black people ain't nothing but fucking puppets. You understand me? They not going to help you. You understand me? Say like with that governor of Westmoreland, what's his name? Moreland, the governor of Maryland, he's black. What happened? When and all them black people in Maryland voted and put him in the office, in the power, what he did, he turned around and raised taxes. He taking everything that they got through taxes, talking about affordability. You understand me? See, y'all don't understand that America is in economic war. You understand me? And y'all lack understanding of this. So y'all fall victim. Y'all die in idolization. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 18. Let's read that again. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes yet for our vain help. And now watching we watch for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. And when they mean by hunting your steps, is they talking about these policies and regulations that's in place. You understand me? Right now, even though y'all don't see it, but the black code laws that was in the North back in the 1800s is still in effect to this day. And these laws are being executed through the Democratic Party. You understand me? Because y'all have to understand this game. Because it's all biblically related. You understand me? See, so they hunt your steps with these policies. They hunt your steps with legislations. You understand me? Because see, this is what happened. You have to, in order to create freedom, you have to create legislations to create that freedom. And in the process of creating that freedom with legislation, you end up enslaving your own self through the creation of freedom, through legislations. Hey, it is what it is. Verse 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. And meaning that they hunt through these policies, that means you're not able to practice capitalism. You understand me? See, like Scramberger of Virginia, Madani of New York, Brandon Johnson, Moreland of the governor of Maryland. Y'all need to understand this game is about enslavement, economic enslavement. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so they can't go into the streets. All the so-called African Americans that's in New York City and these blue states by these black governors, they can't exercise capitalism. And we're talking about streets because, see, understand, there's freedom into capitalism. And y'all like understanding, so y'all vote for the enslavement. You understand me? Because y'all don't understand socialism, communism, and bureaucracy are institutions of enslavement of man economically. You understand me? It is what it is. Verse 9, let's finish up. Let's read that again, 18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. Matter of fact, let me start at 17. As for us, our eyes yet for our vain help. In our watch when you watch for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, our end is come. Because y'all enslave your own self through these policies and legislations that you all create to create that freedom. You understand me? Because see, y'all have to understand democracy don't mean freedom. Democracy is a philosophical view. You understand me? It promotes independence and free will. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 19. Our prosecutors are swifter than eagles of the heaven. They pursue us upon mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. And when he's talking about the mountains, it's talking about the government, the governing system. Because you got the federal government, you got the state government, and you got the city local governments. You understand me? See, so what happened is that the government fly high. You understand me? And they're talking about the federal government. They fly high. You understand me? And then they hover around graves, right? Like, I'm gonna give you an example, like with what my Donnie trying to do in New York, right? Because he want more money to fund the socialist programs. Yet at the same time, he raised all their taxes. You know what I'm saying? Property taxes. Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that the mountains is symbolic for government. You understand me? And they lay weight in any governing position, whether they're on a federal or local level, and they come and take everything that you got through regulations and policies. You understand me? Because you lack understanding of what this political game is about. You understand me? Because this game is not about skin color. So therefore, y'all eyes fail, meaning that so-called African Americans looking for somebody that's going to save them, that's going to lift them up out of economic poverty, and it's not going to happen. You understand me? You can resurrect Malcolm X, you can bring Martin Luther King back from the grave. At the end of the day, Martin Luther King ain't going to help you, because he led us to the Democratic Party. A lot of you are to the Democratic Party, because see, understand, Martin Luther King was registered in America as an independent, right? But understand, Martin Luther King, his campaign was funded by white people, by white Democrats. You understand me? So all this shit about America racist and you niggas fuck with white people, I don't want to hear America racist. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand what y'all worshiping and understand, and they lay wait for y'all in the wilderness, and the wilderness is out here in America. You understand me? It is what it is, because they have policies and regulations in place that's going to come and take everything that you got. You understand me? Madani doing that in New York City. Brandon Johnson trying to do that in Chicago. Spamberger, that white lady in Virginia, she done already got them paying taxes on Uber Eats and whatnot. Y'all don't understand, see, so the tax increase and then the cost of living goes up. So you end up enslaving your own self. You understand me? Because you don't understand this political game. Hey, it is what it is. Let's go back Romans 13. I think what, 11 and a half? Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing that time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. Meaning it's time to wake up and get some understanding of what y'all worship. You understand me? It's time to wake up and understand what y'all looking at. It's time to wake up and hear and comprehend what these politicians' agendas is about. You understand me? At the end of the day, these agendas of man is against God, and God, Yahweh God, is against the agendas of man, whether they are religious or philosophical. You understand me? See, so knowing that time, that if you understand prophecy, you'll know and understand what time of prophecy that we are in. And a lot of people don't understand biblical prophecy. And some of the Hebrew Israelites that teach this Israel doctrine, they like understanding too. You understand me? It is what it is. And 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 that knowing that time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Meaning the night is far spent, meaning darkness continue to exist from not only in the first world but to the second world all the way to now. You understand me? You have nothing but darkness, and that day is at hand. And that day what they talking about is that divine governance system is at hand. You understand me? Because see, when you understand biblical prophecy, you will know and understand the coming of Yahweh Shai and his father. You will know and understand when the end is going to take place. You don't know exactly what day it's going to take place, but through these events, you're going to get an understanding of Yahweh God and when he coming. You understand me? So that you can be ready. And a lot of y'all are not ready for when he come because y'all don't understand his coming, because the church don't teach you his coming. Yet the church teach y'all the religious teachings. That in those religious teachings there is no life. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, let's read verse 12 again. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. And we're talking about cast off the works of darkness, mean they're talking about the physical nature of man and its religious ideology and philosophy. You understand me? And it's time to exercise these commandments. It's time to wake up and understand what y'all looking at. It's time to wake up and get an understanding of what you worship. Because a lot of you all, despite of your baptism, a lot of you all are separated through Yahweh God in your baptism while you attend these cultural practices. You understand me? I did a video about this part 1. I got a part 2 coming about baptism. Because see, understand, there are things that y'all have to learn and understand. And y'all don't understand these things because in y'all Bible studies and in y'all seminars, they don't teach it. You understand me? Because see, understand the religious ideology and the philosophical views of man goes against Yahweh God. You understand me? And the church is the governing system of man. And that church is against Yahweh God. Because see, understand, Christianity today is a monotheistic religion, right? Yet understand that prior to Christ coming, this Christianity is known biblical days as Babylon, the gate of gods, because of idolization. You understand me? So when you go to the commandments, the first, the second, and the third commandment talks about idolization. You understand me? That's how I know that you all don't know the Bible. Despite of your teachings, you don't know the Bible. Like my supervisor earlier, he quoting scriptures, but he don't understand the scriptures. Right? He telling me no, 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 but he don't understand it because he never was taught. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so learn and understand. You understand me? Understand that we are in a time of prophecy. And that leads me up to the video. It's about World War III. Because see, understand, World War III is not the end of the world. You understand me? World War III is not with Russia and its allies and America and its allies. Although it is possible through the foreign policies of agendas of these presidents, whether they Democrat or Republican, you understand me? But yet, despite of the missiles hitting America, that's not the end of the world. You understand me? Because see, you can always survive a nuclear fallout. You understand me? Because they have movies show you that you have people that do survive these events, and biblically they're called a remnant. You understand me? See, so throughout history, you always had a remnant of Hebrew Israelites, and at the end of the world, you always going to have a remnant. You understand me? But yet, at the end of the day, World War III is not the end of the world, despite of the missiles coming to it, hitting America. You understand me? It's that possibility, yet y'all lack understanding. Because see, understand, the World War III and the end of the world are separate prophecies. As I stated in Romans 13, these prophecies are going to intertwine. And y'all don't understand these prophecies because they are intertwined, yet they are separate prophecies. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Say like right now you have Trump setting stages for World War III, right? But it's not going to happen yet, right? Now, in the process of Trump setting up World War III, when Barack was in office, you had Russia come down and take Crimea. When Joe Biden came in office, you had Russia invade Ukraine. Now, you still got the invasion of Ukraine and Russia. You understand me? See, so all these events is coming to pass, but they're going to intertwine. Now, Trump is setting up for World War III. Now, Russia is coming down through through the foreign policies. Yet, they're coming down to Russia. It's not World War III. When Russia coming down, when you go to Ezekiel, it's about the Battle of Armageddon. You understand me? Because see, World War III and the Battle of Armageddon are two separate prophecies. You understand me? I did a video about this. The last days and the end times, they're going to collide together. They're going to intertwine. They are going to come to pass. You understand me? That's why I go back to Romans 13, knowing that time, that now is high time to wake up and understand biblical prophecy. Because y'all don't understand prophecy because the church don't teach you prophecy. The church don't teach you the commandments. The church focuses on social issues. Why? Because out of the heart flows social issues of life. Food, medicine, employment, financial status, etc. You understand me? So y'all don't learn the commandments. You don't know what you worship. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And saying that, let me go. I was holding what? Matthew 24. And let me get verse 3. Matthew 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming? See, what shall be the sign of thy coming? So that's a separate prophecy. You understand me? Now, when it says that sign, it's talking about an astronomical event that's going to take place. You understand me? Because that astronomical signifies Yahweh Shai birth. You understand me? Let me hold that. I'm in Matthew. Let me go to 2, the 2nd chapter, and let me go to verse 9. And then I'm gonna hold that, and then I'm gonna go into what it was. Oh, yeah. Let me go into Revelations 12. Because he understand these astronomical events announces the coming of Yahweh Shai and his father, the announcement of Yahweh Shai birth, his death, and his resurrection. You understand me? The astronomical events, his time clock, and his worship and feast days are on a lunar basis, are astronomical events. You understand me? See, so when it says the signs of thy coming, he talking about astronomical events that's going to take place. You understand me? Like I said throughout all my videos, you got two events that's going to take place and they're going to intertwine. The end are based on political and astronomical events. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Matthew chapter 2, verse 9. When they had heard the king, they departed it. They departed, and lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. Meaning that was a wandering star, because that star went from the east, followed them, and it came back. You understand me? And stood over the child. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Revelations chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And what he talking about in the constellation Virgo. You understand me? And you have 12 stars that's in the constellation Virgo. You understand me? So when it says the woman appeared in heaven, that's the astronomical event. And it's talking about Virgo. You understand me? The woman that clothed under that was clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's get that. Let's finish up. Shalaki. Revelation chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with a child cried, traveling and birth and pain to be delivered. Now let's go to verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now those 7 heads is basically what he's talking about, NATO. The 10 horns are talking about Western Europe. You understand me? But the 7 heads are talking about NATO. Verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And those are 7 kings. And his tail drew third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as she was born. And that goes back into Matthew, the 2nd chapter, when Herod wanted to kill Yahushua. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so when it says that period, that red dragon, and what he talking about is it's the constellations, right? And that red dragon are what you call exos and red giants. Like this one, I think Beetlejuice had just exploded, but Beetlejuice been red giant for the longest. But then you got red giants, exoplanets. So when they mapped out these dragon, they mapped out with these red planets. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that the dragon talking about the Roman Empire. But when it comes to the astronomical, that dragon are nothing but stars, red giants that was mapped together. You understand me? Cause see, understand, Yahushua was born in a fall. I think between Libra and Scorpio, right? Now this is the head of the dragon. Now his tail drew third part of the stars. So the dragon went from Scorpio head, from Scorpio to Sagittarius, all the way through Pisces, Aries, came around to Gemini, right? And that's the tail. Why? Because see, between Taurus and Cancer, or between Gemini and Taurus, or I'm gonna say put like this here, between Cancer and Taurus, you have a constellation of stars, and that's called Orion. You understand me? Because this you have a lot of stars in Orion, and how they fell to the earth is by planet worshiping. You understand me? Because see, the Babylonians and the Romans, they were planet worshipers. And to this day, y'all are planet worshipers. Why? Because y'all worship Yahweh God, or y'all worship whatever entity based on a planetary system. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And when it comes to his calendar and his feast days, it's on the astronomical. You understand me? It's an eclipse. You understand? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna go to his and then I'm gonna get his death. You understand me? So let's go into the book of in the Apocrypha. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, and I'm gonna have 43. I'm gonna get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 43, and I'm gonna go to I'm gonna start at 6. Ecclesiasticus 43, verse 6. He made the moon to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. Listen, and a sign of the world. And he's talking about it in eclipse. You understand me? From the moon is the sign of feast. See, listen. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Meaning that Yahweh feast days are based on astronomical events. You understand me? His birth is based on an astronomical event, because that star stood over the child. You understand me? When it came to his death was astronomical. In fact, let's go to Matthew. I'm gonna get the Matthew 27, and I'm gonna go to verse 45. Matthew 27, verse 45. And from the 6th hour there was darkness all over the land until the 9th hour. And that darkness that was over the land, what you call an eclipse. You understand me? See, so understand that the sign of thy coming are astronomical. You understand me? Through the celestial objects announces his birth. Through the celestial object announces his resurrection. You understand me? And his coming is going to be known, or you have to understand astronomical events. Astronomical, or you got to understand biblical prophecy in order to understand and see Yahweh coming. Because a lot of y'all not going to see him coming. You understand me? Because y'all don't understand the Bible. Y'all don't understand biblical scriptures. You understand me? I don't care if you got baptized, you still don't even know the Bible. Because you don't even know what the whole game is about. You understand me? Only thing y'all know is believe in a Jesus who don't exist, and have faith. And long as you believe and get baptized, you have eternal life. And that's the basic foundation of y'all spiritual belief into the Christianity religious organizations. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand. Let's go back. That his coming is astronomical. Let's go back and start from the beginning. Matthew 24. Matthew 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming? See, so the sign of thy coming, which is astronomical, right? And of the end of the world. Now, the end of the world is another separate event, but yet they're going to intertwine. You understand me? See, so understand that World War III and the end of the world are separate prophecies, yet they are going to intertwine and come to pass. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that's what y'all have to understand. And the end of the world is what? Are based on astronomical events. That's going to put an end to this planet. You understand me? In fact, let me go into the book of Acts, the 2nd chapter. Oh, and then I had I was in Revelations, right? So let me go to Revelations. I was in 12. Let me go back to Revelations in 6. Acts chapter 2, verse 19. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness. Now, when it says the sun is going to be turned into darkness, so it's talking about those sunspots. You understand me? Because see, understand, right now you have the sun go through its cycles, right? Now, understand that you have a lot of black spots that's it's into the sun. Right now, those black spots, the more bigger they get, and the more they come together, the more they're going to cause a mass ejection corona or solar flare. You understand me? It is what it is, and that solar flare is going to hit the earth. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that the end are based on astronomical events, cataclysmic events that's going to put an end to this world. You understand me? Let's read Acts again. Acts chapter 2, verse 19. And I will show wonders in the heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire, vapor and smoke. And when he's talking about blood, he's not talking about the dead body. You understand me? It is what it is. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood. See? And the moon will be turned into blood, meaning that you're going to have an eclipse, the way how the moon sets off any other planets. You understand me? Because see, in the constellation, you're going to have planets that's going to pass each other in the same constellation, and a gravitational pull of the fireballs. You understand me? Or the Kuiper Belt, or the asteroids, or near Earth objects. Because why? Say like in the constellation, you might under constellation Gemini, you may have Venus, you may have Mars, move through that constellation. Now, once they move through that constellation, you got gravitational pulls of these planets, right? See, so when they go past the Kuiper Belt, and like how Mars is protects us from the Earth from a lot of asteroid impacts. You understand me? So Jupiter acts like a big brother of protection because it's got a gravitational pull that's real heavy. You understand me? See, so understand that when these planets start lining up and coming and lining up in the same constellation, understand that you have these effects that's going to take place. You understand me? For instance, say like right now you have a lot of earthquake activity, and then you have a lot of a few volcanic eruptions starting to take place, but mainly you see a lot of earthquakes, right? And the reason why you see a lot of earthquakes is because of the black holes that's into the sun. You understand me? Because see, once the Earth is getting near the sun and the and liquid core of the Earth, they interconnect with each other. Do you understand me? Because see, this is what y'all have to understand. The Earth that we live on is a celestial object, just like planet Mars, just like the moon, just like Neptune. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. Verse 20. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and noble day of the Lord. You understand me? So when that time comes, there's going to be astronomical events that's going to take place. You understand me? Revelations chapter 6 verse 11. Shalaki verse 12. Verse 12. And I beheld when I had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken with a mighty wind. Meaning that the earth is going to be rocking. You understand me? It's going to be rocking on its mount. It's going to be rocking. As a matter of fact, let me go into Isaiah 24, and then let me get 20, I believe. Isaiah 24 verse 20. The earth shall rear to and fro like a drunkard. See, so the earth gonna rear to and fro like a drunkard. Like how a drunk man stumble, that's how the earth gonna be rocking. You understand me? Because then you're gonna have the sun, you're gonna have these celestial objects that's gonna trigger these cataclysmic events, natural disasters to take place. You understand me? See, so the comment of Yahweh Shai are astronomical. The end of the world are astronomical, yet cataclysmic events. These cataclysmic events is triggered by the astronomical events. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go back to verse 12 again. Revelation chapter 6 verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken with the mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of its place. Meaning you talking about a tectonic Pangea theory that took place, because the earth is going to be shaking. The earth is going to be shifting. You understand me? And that shiftness and that shaking of the earth is relates to the sun. You understand me? That's why the scriptures always say you're going to see signs in the sun and in the moon. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. That's why I say y'all don't know biblical prophecy. Y'all don't understand the Bible. You know? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that at the end of the day, World War III and the end of the world are separate prophecies, yet these prophecies are going to intertwine. You understand me? Because see, understand, the end of the world are based on astronomical triggered by these cataclysmic events that's going to take place. You understand me? Matter of fact, let me get Nahum. Let me see if I get one more. Let me get Nahum 1-5, I believe. Nahum chapter 1 verse 5. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence. Yea, the world and all that wherein. Because the mountain's going to quake at him because he exists through his creation. You understand me? Let me get Psalm 77 and 18 right quick. Psalm 77 verse 18. The voice of thy thunder was in heaven, that lightened the world, and the earth trembled and shook. The way is in the sea, and the path in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. Meaning that when he stepped on the planet Earth, and when he stepped into the Pacific, them earthquakes take place. When them plates on the ocean, bottom line of the ocean, when they shift. You understand me? That's Yahweh walking on the earth. Why? Because he speaks through his creation. He exists through his creation. You understand me? That's why y'all don't know Yahweh God. You understand me? Because if you know Yahweh God, you'll know and understand what you worship. And a lot of y'all don't know what y'all worship. Do you understand me? A lot of y'all die into titles, religious titles. Lord, Jesus, who don't exist, God, Savior. Those ain't nothing but pagan titles. A Savior can be as a pagan title. You understand me? See, so there are things that y'all have to really understand, and the church is not designed to teach you. You understand me? What it is. See, so understand that you had cataclysmic events that's going to bring about the end of the world triggered off these astronomical events. You understand me? Now, World War III is it's a separate prophecy. Now understand, World War III is the political downfall of America, meaning that through World War III, America gonna become another third world country. World War III is the end of a political system of America. You understand me? It is what it is. Now, see, understand, even though Trump is doing it with Iran right now and what he's doing, but understand, in the process of time, they're gonna hit back. You understand me? But Trump won't be in the office. You're going to have some other president, Democrat or Republican president in the office when they attack back. But no one understand that World War III is not based on Russia and America. World War III is not the end of the world. World War III is the end of a political system of America, and that political system is what we know as Babylon. See, Babylon is known as the gate of gods. Right? Now understand, this Babylonian gated gods is a monotheism religion now. And that monotheism religion is what we call Christianity. You understand me? It is what it is. So when you go to Revelation, that white horse is talking about Christianity and the spread of Christianity through imperialism. You understand me? That's why I say y'all don't understand a lot of things, even though you may go to church. You understand me? But understand that World War III is the political downfall of America. In fact, let me get Jeremiah 51, and let me have 49, and then I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go Jeremiah 51 to 49, and then I'm gonna go up to verse 37. Jeremiah 51 verse 49. As Babylon had caused the slang of Israel to fall, so as Babylon shall fall the slang of all the earth. Meaning that Babylon, that all these nations politically fell to Babylon. So Babylon, America gonna fall politically to all these other nations. Oh, I done closed it up. My fault, y'all. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 37. And Babylon shall become a heap, a dwelling place for dragons, and astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant. And what he talking about, America is gonna be left for the dragons. And those dragons, what he talking about, it's not a dragon with wings and shit that y'all see on TV. You understand me? What he talking about are empires of the earth. You understand me? America is a dragon because America came out of England. You understand me? America got its independence. You understand me? Let me go to Revelations 13, I believe, right? And let me get verse 11. Revelations chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb and spoke as a dragon. And that dragon is what we know as the philosophy of man. That dragon, what we know as Leviathan, represents the physical nature of man. You understand me? Hey, it is the physical nature of man, the governing system of man. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, when we're talking about those dragons, talking about those other nations that come out of the earth. And in fact, let me get Psalms let me get Psalms 148. And then I'm gonna go into the Apocrypha. I'm gonna go into the Apocrypha, and I'm gonna go into Second Ezra, and I'm gonna go to chapter 15. I'm gonna go to 15 and 28. Psalms 148, verse 7. Praise ye Lord from the earth, ye dragons of all deep. And these dragons of all deep are those empires that come out of the earth. America came out of the earth, came out of England through its independence. You understand me? Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 28. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of dragons, listen, where the nations of dragons of Arabia come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that they all which hear them may fear and tremble. And a lot of people in the whole world tremble when they hear about Allah and Islam's coming. You understand me? They kill their own self over the name of religion. Because see, you have to understand the conquest of Islam took place. Now, if it wasn't for the Kaiser, Europe be basically Muslim. You understand me? So understand that history repeats itself. You understand me? See, so as this political system enslaved other nations, these nations, America is going to fall politically to these other nations. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. They're going to fall politically, and you can see the Marxism. You understand me? Because see, understand Marxism is a political economic theory. You understand me? And the economic theory to Marxism is what we call socialism. Socialism is the definition of socialism is to extol and commune ownership and confiscation of private property. Meaning that, like how Madani said, like how Brandon Justice said in Chicago, America is racist. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all you niggas, black people shit, we're gonna take everything that you got. So now that you can't say America racist. You understand me? That's why it's not about skin color, it's about enslavement, economic enslavement and power. You understand me? So now you don't have nothing and the next man don't have nothing. Now you and the next man gotta go to the government to get food. You understand me? See, y'all have to learn to understand what y'all voting for. Because y'all like understanding. Do you understand me? Let's read that again. Psalms 148, verse 7. Praise ye Lord from the earth, ye dragons. And all these dragons of the earth is going to praise Yahweh God. You understand me? They're going to work for Yahweh God. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all have to y'all have to learn to understand that America is politically, it's going to fall. You understand me? And you can see it falling politically because you have a lot of Marxist politicians here in America. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so politically, America is going to fall. You understand me? Economically, America is going to be reduced to another third world country. You understand me? It is what it is. Let me go to Let me get Jeremiah chapter 50. I want 23, but I'm gonna start at 22, and I'm gonna hold that and go over to Jeremiah 51, and I'm gonna hold verse 41. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 22. A sound of battle was in the land, and of great destruction. And the sound of battle of great destruction is democracy is under a threat. Democracy don't mean free. Democracy promotes independence and free will. See, understand, democracy is a philosophical views, right? And the Democrat philosophical views is a threat. You understand me? Or how should I say? The Bible, the conservative, the Republican, they are a threat to the ideology of the Democrats. Although religion is of man, yet in the Christianity against the physical nature, or Christianity against the physical. You understand me? How I say, Christianity against Marxism. You understand me? Because Marxism is a philosophical governance system. Christianity is a religious governance system. And this religious and philosophical system, and they clash. You understand me? Because see, these nations, these dragons, are philosophical empires, are philosophical dragons. America is a religious capitalist country. You understand me? So they at war, divine versus philosophy, philosophy versus divine. I told you all, y'all don't understand the Bible. Let's read that again. A sound of battle was in the land of great destruction. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? And when he say about the hammer, it's talking about America, because America is governed by democracy. America promotes and spread democracy. When Kamala Harris took her trip, she went to South America, but she didn't go to the Middle East. Why? Because the Arab nations, the Islam, they don't play that homosexual shit. You understand me? Remember with Hamas and the Palestinians, then you had the LBGT in America. What happened? They went over there, got their passports, took it. You understand me? Because they don't play by their borders. You understand me? It is what it is. And what did the Palestinians tell the LBGT community? This is exactly what they did. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to America with that bullshit. We not into democracy. Same thing with South Africa. You understand me? Those African presidents, when Kamala came to visit them and talked about democracy, they told that chick to get the fuck out. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so, and you already know ISIS and them, the Iraqi them, they're gonna kill you for practicing homosexual. You understand me? See, so understand. See, so understand this political game, because it's all politically related. You understand me? But yet understand that America is promotes democracy. Let's read that again. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation amongst nations? Meaning that it's a third world nation. You understand me? America would still stand, but it would become a third world nation. You understand me? Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 41. How is Shiach taken? Now when it says Shiach, it basically, I don't know if I'm saying it right, it's basically talking about Babylon, but I think one of them is like a the reverse of the Hebrew letter, and then you got the BL, but basically what he's talking about is Babylon. You understand me? Because he understands that's a symbol for Babylon. Let's read that again. How is Shiach taken? And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment amongst the nations? Meaning that all the other nations, third world nations, are going to be surprised that America's been reduced to another third world country. A lot of people going to be, all these nations are going to be surprised when America get hit with missiles. You understand me? Because they already know from the beginning, America, when it got its independence, that America is a dominant country. You understand me? In the Western Hemisphere. So when you had that showdown after World War II, you had the Cold War with Russia and America, and you had that showdown. Now, can they a possibility of America and its allies and Russia and its allies come together and fight? It is a possibility there. You understand me? It is a possibility. Now, I'm gonna hold that. Let me go back to Matthew 24, and then let me get the verse 6. Matthew 24 verse 6. Matter of fact, let me start at 3. Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Now let's go down to verse 5. Shalaki, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, and see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Meaning that although those missiles going to hit America, but that's not the end of the world. You're always going to have that rumor of World War III between America and Russia because they faced off before. And then you have the political agendas of these presidents that influence these wars. I'm not saying that World War III is not possible. It is edible. It's not, how can I say it? World War III is inedible. It is going to take place. You understand me? But then y'all have to understand World War I and World War II. Because see, understand World War I and World War II were basically the imperialism versus nationalism when you go to the political aspect of World War I and World War II. Although you had other political events that triggered that. You understand me? Because see, you had other countries that's outside of NATO that joined the countries what made it a world war. You understand me? It is what it is. Because see, understand, NATO was broken up into what we know in that Eastern and Western Europe. You had the 7 heads and the 10 toes. They are broken up to what we know as countries to this day. Same thing in Babylon. Babylon, all that region is broken up into what we know as countries. You understand me? And these countries went to war with each other because they are divided. You understand me? As to which system is going to rule. You understand me? In World War I and World War II. You understand me? It is what it is. See, matter of fact, what Matthew, when he say, a kingdom that's divided, it's not going to be able to stand. It's going to become desolated because at the end of the day, they are against each other. You understand me? See, so they are in-house fighting with each other. See, so understand this war, that World War I and World War II were basically the rise of imperialism and nationalism, right? You understand me? And the political to unify Rome politically. You understand me? But Rome is not going to come back together because they're broken up into what we know as countries because of the philosophy, the religious philosophy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that World War I and World War II were based on the system as which one is going to rule. You understand me? The unification of Rome. You understand me? Now, World War III is the end of Babylon, and America is Babylon. You understand me? Because America is the gate of God, because it's a monotheism. Now, Babylon is the gate of gods because they believe in multiple gods. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that World War III is the end of a political system of America. America will be reduced to another third world country. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand me? Let's finish up. Jeremiah, chapter 50. I'm gonna start at 22 again. Verse 22. A sound of the battle is in the land of great destruction. How is the hammer of the earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation amongst nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. Now let's read verse 24. I have laid out a snare for thee, thou art also taken, O Babylon. And that snare that he laid out is what you call democracy. You understand me? Because see, understand, democracy promotes independence and free will. Democracy makes and breaks up a country. That's why Sean Penn don't deal with democracy. That's why Russia don't deal with democracy. Kim Jong-un in North Korea, he don't deal with democracy. Moody, they not into democracy. Sean Pink, they not into democracy. You understand me? Because see, understand, even in the South African nations, they're not into democracy because democracy makes and breaks a country. You understand me? And America is going to fall to democracy because it promotes democracy. You understand me? Because America is divided and two kingdoms is divided, it's not going to be able to stand. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Hey, I'm just saying. It's not going to be able to stand. Hey. Oh, matter of fact, let me get Matthew 12, and let me start at 25. Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahweh knew the thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And how America gonna stand when they are divided into red and blue, Democrat and Republican? You understand me? Independent. You understand me? See, so America is divided politically and religiously. America is divided. So America is not going to stand. You understand me? America is going to fall to democracy because it embraces spreads democracy. Same thing how y'all have religious teachers into the organizations, yet y'all gonna fall victim to the religious organizations and their doctrines. You understand me? Because you don't understand. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And thou wast not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And they was caught. Why? Because see, understand, Illuminati, Adam Weinstein, and all them came to America. But no, but look, but understand that in America, they came to America. Yeah, understand, as time passed, you had the presidents passing agendas, right? Now, these agendas, the main agenda that's stripping against the Lord is the homosexuality. Because, see, understand, Barack Obama signed homosexuality in the law. You understand me? So, on this planet, America is the only country where two men can get married. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so America's gonna fall politically and socially. Because why? They create a false balance. And the false balance is an abomination to Yahweh God. You understand me? I'ma hold that. Let me go into Proverbs 11 and 1 right quick. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just way is his delight. Meaning that a man and a woman is his just delight. Two men and two women, that's abomination. You understand me? See, so understand the Democrats' agenda, the politicians' agenda, they create a false balance. You understand me? Although y'all go to church and y'all believe in these religious titles, yet y'all support and embrace a false balance. That's why you all are separated through your religious teachings. You may think in your mind that you are with God, but in the reality of the scriptures, he's not with you. You understand me? What's in Revelations? I know thy works, neither hot nor cold, so I spew thee out of my mouth. Because you're either going to be obedient or disobedient. You understand me? Now, if you're doing both, then he's not dealing with you. You understand me? He's not with you. You understand me? And that's a biblical fact. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. Proverbs 11 verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, and a false balance is abomination. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Same thing with Putin, when Madonna had did that world tour, she went to Russia, right? And when she started licking on that woman on stage, Putin came directly and was like, no, you got to get the fuck out of here, go. Oh, bye, don't even come back. And Madonna never been back into Russia ever since. You understand me? That's why, see, even though they protest these transgender rights, but guess what? America is the only place where you have freedom. Because see, all these transgender movements, They would have been dead in the Middle East. They would have been dead in Africa. You understand me? They would have been dead in the Caribbeans, in South America. They'll die for that shit. See, so understand that America is a capitalist, and there's a lot of freedom in America. Cause you can come over here and protest all you want to, or whatever it is that you want to protest. You understand me? But you can't do that in other countries. You understand me? So everybody come to America because America is a religious and it's a capitalist country. You understand me? It is what it is, but yet these politicians create a false balance. You understand me? Let me go into Leviticus 20. Let me get 20 and 13. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. The blood shall be upon them. Meaning that they're supposed to be put to death, but yet Barack Obama and the Democratic Party give them rights. And their rights are what? You are homophobic. You a bigot. You understand me? Because see, understand, these are weapons of war. These are instruments of war that they use to go against Yahweh God. To go against the religion of man. You understand me? But mainly it's against God. You understand me? And the religious governing system, whether you Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, or outside of the Abrahamic religion, if you are any one of these religions, you are against God. You understand me? I don't care how much you were baptized in the name of Jesus who don't exist. You understand me? Because I can prove he don't exist. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so if a man lay with another man, like he lay with a woman, that's abomination. Now the son is confused because two men can't have kids. Two women can't have kids. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Deuteronomy 22. Let me get 22 and 5. Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord. Meaning that cross-dressing is abomination because you're a man, you're not a girl. You understand me? And a lot of trans men have to understand that. Ideology, you can be a bitch all day. At the end of the day, in the reality of it, you still a man by DNA. I don't care how much you think you a bitch, how much you want to grow titties and whatnot. At the end of the day, you still a man. Because why? And this is what these transgender men gotta understand. That a woman, that's a woman, right? A woman, whether she gay or not, she already know that you is a faggot. Even though you may want to be a girl, even you may dress up like a girl, but in her mind, that real woman already know that you's a boy. You're not a real bitch. You understand me? But ideology, y'all gonna be friends, y'all gonna walk, talk, and hold hands and be all this and that, but in the reality of it, she already know you're a man. You understand me? It's just that y'all have to understand the captive or the imagination of man is wicked. You understand me? And it's wicked and it's wild through the democracy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let me get oh, I forgot. Let me get Deuteronomy 21. Let me get Deuteronomy 21. What was I think it was Deuteronomy. Oh yeah, I already had Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Yeah. I already had that anyway. So but yeah, understand that these agendas, these movements that y'all are into, you understand me? They are against Yahweh God, and Yahweh God is against these movements. Do you understand me? And these movements is going to bring America down. These movements is going to reduce America to another third world country. You understand me? Because socially, America is going to fall. You understand me? It is what it is. Politically and economically, America going to be reduced to another third world country. You understand me? And let's get back to Jeremiah. What else in Jeremiah 50? And let me start at 24. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 24. Matter of fact, let me start at 22. A sound of a battle was in the land and of great destruction. How was the hammer of the earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation amongst the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware, thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord hath opened up his armory, and he hath brought forth weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. And what he talking about, open up his armory, is he talking about not only those celestial objects that works for him, but he talking about these other nations. Because see, understand, he used other nations to complete his agenda. I mean, not complete Yahweh agenda, but to complete his prophecies. You understand me? Or his agenda or his prophecy. Politically, his prophecy. Biblically, his what? Backwards. You know what I mean? You understand me? Politically agenda. Biblically prophecies. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so his weapons are not only astronomical, but they are other nations also. In fact, let me go into Isaiah 45, and let me get 1 right quick. I'm gonna go 45 and 1. Isaiah 45 verse 1. Thus said the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand have I holden, to subdue nations before him. I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him to leave gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee and make thee crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut and slunder the bars of iron. I will give thee the treasures of darkness. Now when you say give thee, Cyrus, the treasures of darkness, meaning that they come from the earth. They didn't actually come from Yahweh God or the commandments. You understand me? Those treasures came from military, political takeover. You understand me? And that is of man, so that and the philosophical, physical nature of man is darkness. That's why Paul called the dark, and the divine is called the light. You understand me? I told y'all don't know the Bible. You think you know, but you don't. And I will give thee treasures of darkness and hidden riches in secret places, that thou may know that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am Yahweh of Israel. Meaning that Yahweh used Cyrus to put an end to Babylon. You understand me? And Yahweh God going to use these other nations to put an end to America. You understand me? And that's what World War III is based on, the end of Babylon, a religious governing system. And that governing system has two parties. You have a religious and you have a philosophical system. You understand me? And the children of Israel throughout history and other nations fell victim to this system. And to this day, a lot of so-called African Americans or Israelites fall victim to this Jesus, to this idolization here in America. You understand me? It is what it is. They captive to the physical ideology, democracy. Y'all captive to democracy. All these movements, y'all are captive by it. Because these movements of man, they govern your thought process, they govern your religious practice. You understand me? See, so at the end of the day, although you may believe into a divine nature or divine or higher power, but yet y'all embrace and y'all truly believe in the physical nature and the commandments of man. You understand me? You can't believe in God and support these agendas of these politicians. I seen a video where a pastor, he was a faggot. You understand me? I like 3 or 4 gay pastors talking about the Bible. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all have to learn and understand. You understand me? He uses others to open up his weaponry. But let me go back. Let's go back to verse 24. Jeremiah 50 verse 24. I have laid the snare for thee, and thou art also taken Babylon. And that snare is democracy, because they're gonna fall to democracy. You understand me? Let me get Psalms 35 and 8 right quick. And we're gonna go back and finish that up. Psalms 35 verse 8. Let destruction come upon them at unawareness, and let the net that he hath hid, and let his net that he have hid catch himself. Into that very same destruction, let him fall. And what y'all gonna fall into, and what y'all hide, is democracy, because y'all embrace democracy. You understand me? So through democracy, y'all gonna fall victim to the system. You're gonna die in idolization. You're gonna die outside of your faith. You understand me? I don't have nothing to lose. At the end of the day, you understand me? It is what it is. Let me get Jeremiah 51 and 4. Jeremiah 51 verse 4. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust in her streets. Meaning that the slain is going to fall. Meaning that y'all going to fall victim when these events take place, because y'all not going to be able to understand what y'all looking at. And when these astronomical, cataclysmic events and political events take place at the same time, y'all not going to be able to understand what y'all looking at. Y'all going to be lost. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all going to be throughout the streets, protesting, crying, trying to figure out what's going on. You understand me? Y'all going to be in a state of confusion. You understand me? Hey, y'all gonna be in that state of confusion. Actually, let me get let's go back to Jeremiah 51 and let's go to 47. Jeremiah 51 verse 47. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon. Her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Because why? When that ground crack open, and when no fireballs hit this earth, ain't no white man coming out of the sky to save you. You understand me? So y'all gonna be confounded, because these elements of life that y'all worship, they're gonna work for Yahweh God. The sun, the moon, the wind, the water, the earth, and all these physical elements are going to work for Yahweh God, because He created these elements. He exists through His elements. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so therefore y'all are going to be lost, and y'all going to be confused and not understanding what this game is about. You understand? Let's go back to finish up. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 26. Come against her from the uttermost borders, open her storehouses. See, so he said come up against her from the borders, meaning that you're going to have other third world nations that's going to come up in America, like Madani, like Ilhan Omar, and like a lot of these other political candidates, right? Because all these immigrants is coming to America and they're running for office. You understand me? Like you had that illegal immigrant. He was a mayor. I mean, not he was a mayor. He was a principal, right? But he had all these degrees, but he overstayed his visa. And then he had drug charges and a warrant and shit like that, right? But then he's an immigrant, but he's a superintendent. You understand me? You have another officer that was an immigrant telling American citizens what to do, arresting American citizens, and he an immigrant. He not supposed to be in this country. You understand me? See, so you got a lot of these nations are going to come into America and they're going to get jobs. You understand me? That's why the Democratic is heavy and supporting of immigration. You understand me? Because the whole thing is to enslave you so-called African Americans, because you are the children of Israel. The Democrat Party already know this. You understand me? So they're going to use the black man to enslave you. Because see, understand, Stephanie, Charlemagne the God, and Jasmine Crockett, Michelle Obama, all these black people, they got money. You understand me? These black people are rich. And you black people that support these people, y'all are poor. So you're not going to get no money. You're not going to get nothing from these people. Go back to Lamentations 4. Y'all look for a nation of a democratic nation that ain't going to save you because they not for the poor. The Democrat are the KKK. You understand me? See, y'all don't know the political game. Y'all don't know American history. You understand me? Let's read verse 26 again. Come up against her from the uttermost borders. Open her storehouses. And that's what these politicians is doing now. Open up the storehouses. Now the storehouses is what we know as capitalism in America. You understand me? Let's get Deuteronomy 28. Let's get Deuteronomy 28, and then let's get I'm gonna go to verse 4 and 5. Deuteronomy 28, verse 4. Blessed be the fruit of the body, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Now when it says increase, they're talking about capitalism, because you flip that and you double that. You understand me? Verse 5. Blessed shall be thy basket and storehouse. See, blessed shall be thy basket and storehouse, which now today we have bank accounts. You understand me? See, so you're going to be blessed when you keep the commandments. You understand me? You're going to have money. You're going to be okay. You understand me? That's what it is. See, so America is a religious and it practices capitalism. And America started booming after the Cold War. They got rid of its gold standard and adapted the fiat system, and America been printing money ever since. You understand me? See, so that snare is going to trap America through democracy and the Federal Reserve. Why? Because see, America can't pay that money back. The debt limit is about what, 50 something trillions of dollars. America not going to pay that back, so America is going to go into slavery. You understand me? And the Democrats going to help America go into slavery real quickly. The Republicans going to slow walk slavery. You understand me? But at the end of the day, the whole goal is to enslave the American people. And America is going to be enslaved by Esau Illuminati, because why? The bankers, the Rothschilds, they own America. They own the banking system. They have a charter. You understand me? So when it says this storehouses, and the politicians like Brandon Johnson came and broke Chicago. Tiffany Henry, she from America though, African American, but she broke the town of Thornton. Now look at Madani, he's trying to break New York City and California. They all fucked up because California is another third world state. You understand me? That is poor. You understand me? And then you bring to have jobs and all that shit leaving. You understand me? See, so y'all have to really understand this game. You understand me? Let's read that again. Jeremiah 50 and 26. Come against her from the uttermost borders. Open her storehouses. Cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. And when he's talking about destroy, talking about economically destroy America, put it to its ground. To where America can't borrow no more money, it can't print no more money. So now Section 8 heat, and all that shit, Medicaid, all that shit is cut now. It ain't no more SNAP benefits. You understand me? That time is coming, and it's coming slowly. That's why Paul said again in Romans 13, understand and know the prophecy, and knowing that time of prophecy, and it's time to wake up when you understand the biblical prophecy and allow the time of prophecy that we are in. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand me? Because these politicians and the other nations going to come and bring America to a third world country through its policies. You understand me? Let me go on Deuteronomy 32. Let me get 32. where's it? But I had it's another one that I wanted to get with you all. You understand me? Dragons. Yeah, I'm gonna get Deuteronomy 32, and let me go down to verse 33. Deuteronomy 32, verse 33. The wine is poison of dragons and cruel venom except. Listen, the wine is poison, and when they wine, talking about these doctrines, these policies. You understand me? These policies of these third world countries. They are into socialism. They are CCP members. They worship the Communist Party. You understand me? See, so all these politicians are socialists and communists, and they're gonna run for office in America, and they're gonna bring America to a third world country. Why? Because socialism is to extol their communal ownership, and you see socialism is being implemented here in America. You understand me? And a lot of you all black Americans, African Americans, so-called, y'all support socialism, not understanding you've been enslaved your own self. That's why all the other nations came to America. Because Venezuela was socialist. You understand me? Colombia socialist, communist. You understand me? See, so all the other nations know that capitalism is freedom in the capitalism. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand they policies are poisonous. You understand me? These politicians of the other nations, socialism, it brings a false balance. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Where was that? Let's go back and read 26 again. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 26. Come up against her from the uttermost borders, open her storehouses, and cast her as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left, because America economically is going to fall. And give me Isaiah 23 and 10. And then I'm going to go into the book of Haggai. I'm going to get Haggai 2 and 22. Isaiah 23, verse 10. Pass through the land as a river, O daughter of Tarshish. There is no strength in thee. And that strength is talking about capitalism. Because, see, understand, Tyrians sit down with merchant cities. You understand me? And here in America, you got California. I mean, not California. You got San Francisco and Los Angeles. And then the East Coast, you got New York. And then the South, you have Miami. Because those are the major port areas. You understand me? Let's read that again, verse 9. Shilaki, verse 10. Pass through the land as a river, O daughter of Tarshish. There is no strength in thee. The strength out of his hand, he stretched out his hand over the sea. He shook kingdoms. The Lord hath given a commandment against the merchant city to destroy the strongholds thereof. And the strongholds are capitalism. Are these import and export. You understand me? Because see, understand every kingdom fell because they import more than they export. You understand me? And here in America, they import more than they export. When you go to the average household, like with California, the gas and all of them through the Green New Deal and regulations, California them got to get their gas from Venezuela or from another country. Now, if a sea or hurricane or something stopped that ship from coming over with gasoline, then those people in California don't have no gas. You understand me? They have to wait. See, that's called enslavement. You understand me? Because see, a lot of you all vote, but y'all don't understand what y'all voting for. So y'all vote enslavement and you vote your own self for slavery. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand that he shook kingdoms. And their kingdoms is talking about their economy. You understand me? He brought their economy through war, through famine. You understand me? Through diseases, outbreaks, and whatnot. Do you understand? Haggai chapter 2, verse 22. And I will overthrow the thrones of kingdoms. I will destroy the strength of kingdoms of the heathen. And he destroyed his strength economically. And you can see America being attacked economically because you got socialism versus capitalism. You understand me? And I will overthrow chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, everyone by the sword of his brother. And when he's talking about the sword, symbolic, but he's talking about two things. Not only the missiles or guns that they're going to shoot at each other, but that system is going to cause them to bring each other down, along with the weapons. But yeah, he's talking about that system. You understand me? Because that system is going to make America is going to fall to that system. The military is going to fall to that system. Do you understand me? Just like how you are, even though y'all believe in God, but y'all going to fall victim to the system and take the mark of the beast. Y'all going to worship the government. Do you understand me? Y'all going to worship the government. Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Jeremiah 50 and you get Jeremiah 50 and 30. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord. Meaning that they're going to fall into the streets. Meaning that they're going to be protesting. They're going to be marching in the streets against war. You understand me? Because see, understand, you have people in America, these socialists and these Democrats, they are against America. And they want these other nations to come attack America. Y'all don't understand that. Now, I'm not with America. This is not my home. You understand me? But I'm just letting y'all understand that these political events relates to the Bible, because the Bible is a political book. You understand me? Let's read verse 30 again. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and her men of war shall be cut off in that day. Meaning that they're going to be cut off in that day. Let's go over to 51 and 30. Jeremiah 51 verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their mighty hand failed. They become as women. They have burnt their dwelling places. Her bars are broken. And the bars are broken. I'm talking about the political system. Because you can't attack America from the outside. That's what Napoleon said. You have to attack America from the inside. Once you bring America down from the inside, now you'll be able to attack America from the outside, because their military is weak through the political system or the political downfall in America. Because you got this what? Woke ideology or this woke identity politics. You understand me? So through the wokeness, the military gonna be have gate. Why? Because they're gonna be into their feelings because of democracy. You understand me? So they don't want to kill enemy because it's going to be racist. You understand me? What it is. You understand me? See, so understand that woke ideology, and then you taking money from the budget to fund these socialist programs, the military falls weak. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so if the military weak, and then that country becomes weak. And then economically it's weak. Why? Because it has no money to advance military weapons. You understand me? See, so through the wokeness and the identity politics, America is going to fall religiously, economically, politically, and culturally, and socially. You understand me? And you can see it already happening right now, because America is divided. Half of America embrace homosexuality. Half of America that believe in God, they embrace policies that go against God, that go against their own faith. But they don't understand it. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So understand that he gonna use these other nations to come up against America. And that's what World War III is, when you have these nations going to put it into America politically. You understand me? Where we at? Let me go over to let me go down to verse 29. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round and about. Let none therefore thereof escape. Recommence her according to her work, according to all that she has done unto her. according that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against the Lord and against the Holy One of Israel. And let's go over to Jeremiah 51:7. Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon have been a cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. See, so this Babylon, this system been in the Lord's cup hand. And he gonna put an end to that system by calling these other nations. Now, China and Russia, they got weapons. They got missiles, right? ICBM. They will use them, but they're not quick to use missiles. Who quick to use missiles? Are the Arabian people, Hamas, Sahar, and all these terrorist organizations and these Islamic and the Arab nations. They quick to shoot missiles. You understand me? When Barack was in office, you had North Korea, Iranians messing with uranium enriched to make nuclear weapons, to make missiles that's going to destroy America. Because they built a lot of missiles, the tested missiles that's going to hit into Israel. And then you know Hamas, he shot a lot of rockets into Israel. You understand me? So now, if America get hit with missiles, America, you're still going to have a remnant, and that's not the end of America. Because why? America got a defense system. See, so if Russia was to shoot 5 missiles to America, America gonna launch its defense system and knock those missiles down, and then America gonna launch their own missiles. Same thing with the Rock of the Dome of the Rock in Israel, right? Hamas fired all them rockets into Israel, and they was knocked down through the dome, right? But then you had a few that did hit. You understand me? So you're gonna have casualties on both sides. But that's not the end of the world, because you can't survive a nuclear fallout. You understand me? See, so World War III is not the end of the world. World War III is when the Arab nations gonna put an end to America, because why? America is wicked. You understand me? Idolization is the beginning and the end and the cause of all things. Do you understand me? So when you say call together, you're talking about those other nations. Let's go over to Jeremiah. Where was that? Let me go to Jeremiah 51 and let me get to 28. Jeremiah 51 verse 28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord hath performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. Now let's go up to verse 27. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet amongst the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Arad, Mini, and Ashkenaz, appoint captains against her, cause the horses to come up as rough caterpillars. Ain't talking about the Turks, the Turkish, and all those in Turkey and Syria, all those Arab third world nations, they're going to attack America. You understand me? Russia and China is not going to attack America. It's a possibility, but they're not going to attack America, because see, understand, these politicians and this immigration is going to bring America to a downfall economically. You understand me? Because America will fall economically. Let's go to Jeremiah 50 and then we go down to verse 16. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 16. Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handed the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his own people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Let's read that again. Cut off the sword of Babylon, and him that handed the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppression sword. Now what that sword is talking about, that system. Socialism. You understand me? What it is, socialism. America got bureaucracy as a sword too. You understand me? Bureaucracy and communism is the same agenda, where the government control. For fear of oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Meaning that when America get brought down to a third world country economically, when it can't, when it falls down economically, what happens is that all the immigrants here in America, they're gonna go back home. You understand me? Because all those Arab nations not gonna attack Russia. They're not going to attack South America. They're not going to attack Africa. They're not going to attack Australia. These nations are going to attack America because America is Babylon and America will fall through political prophecy. And you can see it taking place because these prophecies are played out through these politicians' agenda. That's why I always constantly put y'all into politics and religion, because that's what this game is about. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that these people want to go back to their own land. And then you black people, so-called African Americans, y'all gonna have nothing. Y'all gonna be enslaved. You understand me? Y'all had all these migrants come in and take all your jobs. Now you don't have no jobs. You understand me? See the new voters of the Democrats are the immigrants, because they're gonna come over here, reap the benefits, and vote Democrat. And you black people, so-called African Americans here, sometimes y'all, even though y'all Democratic minded, but then y'all may flip red. You understand me? Vote for a Republican. But y'all need to understand you have a philosophical system and a divine system, and they clashing politically. You understand me? And America will fall politically to these other nations. You understand me? Religiously, economically, and politically. See, so understand that World War III, the end of the world, the Battle of Armageddon, and the Lake of Fire, they are separate prophecies, yet they're going to intertwine. Learn what y'all worshiping.